as he declared racism a public health crisis. News 8's LaMonica Peters tells us how the group plans to take steps to bring about equality for all.
Fletcher says addressing racism in San Diego County is long overdue. And not only is it time to talk about it, but it's time to do something about it.
When I look at those effects, they're daily. When I look at our young people, they're angry.
Angela Elliott Santos spoke passionately about the effect institutionalized racism has had on the Manzanita Band of the Kumeyaay Nation in San Diego County.
Everything that happened to us fit all the definitions of genocide, and it has had lasting effects on my people.
Board Chairman Nathan Fletcher says the board plans to vote next week to declare racism a public health crisis. He says it's time to listen to those affected and make substantial changes.
We want to make San Diego County where we don't just say Black Lives Matter and immigrants are appreciated, but we back that up with our policies, with our funding, with our priorities, with all of the decisions that we make.
The meeting was a chance for community leaders to express why they believe the declaration is necessary to combat racism. Vernita Gutierrez with Planned Parenthood talked about the effect racism has had on people's health.
Racism, racial bias, and violence at the institutional and personal levels are at the root of numerous instances of reckless and abusive medical experimentation and neglect on communities of color.
Fletcher says openly talking about racism and the negative impact he believes it's had on people of color is just the first step to healing and equality.
Intentional government policies created systemic racism, which created tremendous inequities, and it will take intentional government policies to change that trajectory.
Fletcher says declaring racism a public health crisis is just one of the many progressive things the board wants to do to make sure that all San Diegans feel heard and included. LaMonica Peters, News 8.